Houston, of course Josh Reddick was ticked off. Ticked at a critical play in a controversially classic Game 4 of the ALCS against the Boston Red Sox, ticked at a blown call that helped define it, and royally ticked that Major League Baseball doesn't have the proper mechanisms in play to get it right. Actually, he was more than ticked. "I'm pissed off. We're all pissed off," the Astros outfielder said after the Jose Altuve home run that wasn't in a gut-wrenching 8-6 loss on Wednesday that ultimately put their World Series defense in peril. Frustration and beyond that, to being pissed off because of it would have made a big difference. Rewind to the play in question in the bottom of the first. Altuve hit an opposite field shot that cleared the wall and right in Boston's Mookie Betts leapt to catch it. Instead of a spectacular play, however, a fan got in the way and Betts wasn't able to make the catch. By the rulebook, a clear home run. By the ruling of umpire Joe West, who lumbered down the right field line to make the call, fan interference and an out. While the subsequent review built a fairly substantive case that, because Betts had reached beyond the field of play thus negating the fan interference, review officials in New York ruled there was nothing definitive. And therein lies the problem of a crucial play in a critical game and an argument put forth by Reddick and other peeved-off Astros players and officials. If baseball is going to rely on video review as regularly as it does, it's time to provide the tools to do it properly, especially in massively important situations. You can argue that baseball does a poorer job at this than any of the big pro sports which employ video review. Smaller playing surface, but the NHL usually has a more definitive view, ditto the NFL unless it's the fifth regional broadcast on Fox and camera angles are limited. Baseball is hit and miss, however, and it shouldn't be, especially when a berth in the World Series is on the line. With permutations as elevated as they were on Wednesday, there is no excuse. If you don't have perfect camera angles, I think we have to do something. Astros manager A.J. Hinch said prior to Thursday's potential Red Sox clincher. "I never went to umpire school and I've never asked the question. I imagine this winter when we get to the winter meetings and the manager meetings, I should probably raise my hand. He won't be the only one." Josh Reddick. Elsa, Getty Images. Outfield of dreams. We are most familiar with the Red Sox outfield core prowling the quirky confines of the Fenway Park lawns and doing it rather successfully. But the group of Andrew Benintendi in left, Jackie Bradley in center and Betts have had a profound effect on the road as well thus far in this ALCS. Obviously, Betts was involved in the critical first inning call, but he also made a couple of outstanding efforts with the ball in play, including a bullet strike of a throw to second to gun down Tony Kemp at second when the Astros were attempting to launch a rally in the eighth. Benintendi, meanwhile, was the showstopper when he made a diving catch to end the game in the ninth, a bases-loaded Alex Bregman rocket that might have scored 3 runs and won the game for the Astros. "We do feel that we have the best outfield in the big leagues," Boston's first-year manager Alex Cora said. "It's October baseball, and with the type of teams we have, you give them more than 27 outs, they're going to take advantage of it. And I bet A.J. their team feels the same way. If you don't play good defense against us, we will score a lot of runs." Talking Jays Astros bench coach Joe Espada, a leading candidate to replace fired Blue Jays manager John Gibbons, confirmed Jays management has approached him for an in-person interview. As previously reported, that puts Espada on the short list of approximately 5 candidates. Espada is also being considered by at least 2 of the 5 other teams looking to hire a new manager. He said his initial interview with Jays general manager Ross Atkins and others went well. Meanwhile, former Toronto Sun baseball columnist Bob Elliott reports that former Jays third baseman Ed Sprague, who is currently coordinator of instruction with the Oakland Athletics, was also interviewed for the job. Around the base he's not wanting to utter the 2 words, Game 6. Cora acknowledged that starting pitcher Chris Sale will be ready for his next start. Sale was hospitalized in Boston with a stomach issue after Game 1 but is here with the team and threw off of flat ground on Wednesday. Game 4 was just the second time in MLB history that a run was scored by either team in each of the first 8 innings. The other was Game 4 of the 1993 World Series between the Jays and Phillies. The Jays make the notebook on another front, given the 3-1 lead opened up by the Red Sox of the 21 teams to previously hold that advantage since the ALCS switched to a best-of-7 format in 1985. Only 4 have blown the lead. The first to do so was the 1985 Jays, who fell 4-3 to the Royals. Heading into Thursday's games, the Red Sox were 4-0 on the road, these playoffs outscoring the Yankees and Red Sox by a combined 36-12 away from Fenway Park.